What up, y'all? Swagster here for Swagged Out Stock. First of all, I'm gonna apologize because I like to breathe really loud and it's gonna get annoying. Alright, first and foremost, we's running Swagged Out Stock version 1.905 stable. That's right, rocking the new OTA. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to explain the new Essential Apps packs. Alright, so basically you got this app called ES File Explorer on your phone. It comes installed on all of your guys' phones. Alright, somewhere in here, after you do the installations, there's going to be an SOS folder. Right now I'm going to delete it. Bam. And no, we're not going to do that yet. Alright, now you need to find your files. I download them on my computer, put them on the root of my SD card. They might be, in your download folder. I don't know where you put them. You need to make sure you click on the right one, first and foremost. I'm going to teach you guys the easiest way first. The easiest way is with a large file, right? It's about 64 megabytes, something like that. Just click on it in ES File Explorer. Once you find it, hit ROM Manager. Alright, you can do this through recovery as well. You don't need to wipe Dalvik cache. Okay. Reboot. Alright, while this is rebooting and flashing, I'm going to explain myself. So, with the last couple releases of this ROMs, I've had some complaints. No, not really. I just had some suggestions that, when you guys update the ROM, basically, there's a lot of crap. And I understand, not everybody wants Google Plus or, Good Nevo on their phone. And if you keep removing it on every single update and it keeps going, it's kind of annoying. So there's that. I'm sorry, this is all out of focus and stuff. Evo 3D doing the recording here. But just showing you, it's pretty easy installation here. So what these flashable zips are doing, these are flashable zips. So you could go into recovery and do this. If you were wise, you would use Amon RA recovery. But even people like me that are super elite, just kidding. But, ROM Manager for themes, add-ons that I ever post on the OP or PFC. I know he's got that boot sound. I don't think we put that in a flashable zip yet, but when I do or he does, ROM Manager's fine. I try to keep it easy for you guys. When it comes to actually doing the actual ROM installation, you should probably go with them on. I mean, if you use ROM Manager, download the ROM, I'm not going to stop you, but, I provide that service for those that use it. Anyway, so bunch of apps not everybody needs. Correct? Correct. So what I've decided to do is strip the ROM of every single app that was installed on it, except for, I think I left Launch Key on Swag Eagles on, because it's basically pointless. You have that remappable function without being able to remap it. And that was it. ES File Explorer, because you need it for this. And I think that was it. Oh, and the app list backup is also included for the other method. So, there's 3 methods. And I gotta say, I'm sorry guys, this is taking so long. I should cut this out, but I just don't feel like editing it. And I think everybody should hear what I have to say, because I'm very important. That's a joke. Anyway. Ah, sweet, we're about to get a reboot. There's 3 methods. One is the first one I'm going to show you here. It's the hardest method, but at the end of the day, it's the fastest. Okay, and I'll show you guys how fast it could be. Without actually finishing it, because if I finish it, it's going to defeat the purpose. So, not going to finish it, but I'll do the rest of it. So that's the first one. I'm going to call it the bulk installation method. Alright, remember that. Second is the app list backup method. And basically what this does, it uses an app from the market called App List Backup. What I did was I downloaded every app that I used to include with the ROM, and also like 10 other apps that are just really useful that you guys probably download right away anyway. And I put them in a backup for this app. And what you do is when you go into the app, you hit backup, this list of apps pops up, and you go through and you install which apps you want one by one. The only downfall of that is you have to download every app. So if you're not on Wi-Fi or don't have a lot of time, it's kind of tedious, but it's probably the easiest method. All right. The last one is an extended version of this, and basically the original intentions of this is what I've given you here is all of the APKs, which are the application files. So you go in there and you can just click each APK, say which ones you want to install, which ones you don't want to install. Bam, pretty simple. But this way is the fastest. So we gotta wait for the SD card too. Now, so what we've done here is there are some apps. Well, I'll explain that when I get to the next one. So we want to find SOS. Bam. We'll go into that folder first. You'll have this folder and a whole bunch of APKs. Before we do that, menu, settings, right there in the middle. Now, some of you have already done this, some of you haven't. There's boxes right here. And you can't see them, but they're both checked, so I'm going to uncheck them really fast. It's going to look like this. This is going to be grayed out. This one's going to be white. Sorry, this is so freaking fuzzy. You're going to click this. It's going to say, hello, what are you doing? Hit yes. Super user is going to pop up. You hit accept. And then you got to click this second box down here. And I can't get a good light on that. But just know that both of these boxes need to be checked. All right, got it? This just turned it into a root explorer. Sweet. Now, I'd recommend going like this so you got a better look of what you got here. All right, so a lot of apps. Sweet. Up here on the top, see these two little files. Click that. It'll turn green. You'll know when you did it. And what it's doing is making it so you can select multiple files. Now, let's say you want to install a lot of them. You could, well, you have to hit this first. Menu. And then in the top right, it says Operations. Find Select All. You have to click that before you can select all. That option will be there. And then you can just start clicking on the ones you don't need. I'm just going to go through, you know, what apps do you need? What apps do you not need, you know? I've included a couple cool apps here. This one is Font Installer, for those of you that don't like the stock font. App Extractor, for those of you that need to dig through in Androids. Choose Defender, Pandora, obviously. I don't know what else in there. I already have that in there. Just in case you want to use it, it's a cool app. My Backup, Root, Angry Birds, Seasons, good app. Tango, you know, you get the picture. I'm going to start unchecking these. And you'll also see some other apps like DSP Manager, GetJar, Good and Evo that aren't in the market. And I'll explain those later, why they're important to have. Oh, and wireless tether, for those of you that want some 4G tethering. I was going to include that in the ROM until I did this. So now, you're going to hit Menu, Operations again in that upper left, copy or cut, and then you're going to hit that little star, see that little star right there, and you're going to hit Phone. You won't have those little favorites there. Alright, so, Phone. Now if you didn't do the menu settings, root, and make it a root explorer, when you click on Data, App, you'll see nothing. If you see nothing, there's a problem. Take this thing, drag it up, you see all the apps you want to install. Hold one until they pop up and paste all. And you notice on the top here, if we drag this down, it's the laggiest I've ever seen this ROM in my life. It's going to install these real fast. Now you're probably thinking, where did it do this? Well, it put it in, once again, I kind of went fast. I know a lot of people haven't done this a lot. So you go to Star, Phone, Data, App, and this is where all your market apps are installed. So an app I just installed was Good and Evo. So if you go to the app drawer now, it's there. Dun, 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 dun. Now, I would recommend holding this, doing a hot restart, but it's not necessary. As you can see, the apps did just pop up, and they are good to go. There might be a couple that didn't install right away, and that's possible, and that's where the hot restart would come in. I'm noticing some of the apps aren't there. Good and Evo, which is the one I picked, which is the only one I remembered, is there. So is DSP Manager, but some of those are going to need the restart, so just know that. The second method is called App List Backup. Now, so we don't have to sit through that whole process again of the watching the zip flash. We're going to go back to where we downloaded the essential app packs, as they are called. and this is the, oops, I'm looking for E right here. So the small one. So you click on that, you hit ROM manager, blah 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 blah. We know how to flash a zip, right? I hope you do. You installed the ROM. Okay, so this one's gonna make two folders too. It's gonna make, this one's gonna make the SOS folder as well, and in there's gonna be a lot less APKs. Shoot. Right there. There's gonna be less. There's gonna be Amazon App Store, DSP Manager, things like that that aren't in the App Store. All you need to do, click on it, hit install or not install. Boom, install. Get the Amazon App Store, ready to go. I'll let it finish. Now that's foreshadowing to the third method. Alright, another thing it's going to give you, under App List Backup, there's going to be a file. You don't need to touch this file. This file wouldn't be there, by the way. I was testing it earlier. Made sure it worked, and it did. So there's going to be this file here, apps.alb. Alright? After you flash the zip. Before, it won't be there. Unless you already have one and you use that app, then sorry, you're going to have to delete it. It's just a downside of it. And then you'll see this app List Backup. Click on it. Not backup, restore. And you'll have this nice list. This is an old one of mine, but you'll get the picture from it. So this is a really old backup of mine that I forgot I even had. But this is what the app looks like. One of the apps on there, I'm sure I can find it. Chrome to Phone is actually one that's on there. So you click on it, and of course I haven't added my Google account yet, but what it's going to do is it's going to take you to market, and you just hit install, like you normally do with the app. All this thing does, this app, is it just records its market location. The nice thing about this is this never needs to be updated on by me because it will always bring you to the most updated app. The other one needs to be updated. So there's that. Like I said, it's tedious because you have to go through and like this one, this one, this one, this one. You know, you got to go through all these apps here, which kind of sucks. I mean, there's not this many. There's like less than 20 in mine, new one, which will be different than that one, apparently. I mean, obviously. So yeah, so you get the picture there, right? It's pretty easy to use that app. If you have any questions, you know, just check out that app's market page. It's pretty easy. Option 3. Once again, we're using the large file, which is about 60 megabytes compared to 6 megabytes, which is the basic one. You're going to click on here. Once again, you have all these files. You don't have just 6 like you do with the basic Essential Apps Pack. This is the full one. So you get all these apps here. Now, instead of copying them and pasting them into where they're directly installed, you can go what I would like to call the safe route. You are never going to mess anything up by moving stuff into your data app folder if you do it right, just the way I showed you right here. But if you are afraid to dig into your phone's internal memory, which we all are at times, I was once there, you can just click on these apps, hit install, just like I showed you earlier, and it'll install. And when you're done, it's in your app drawer. Pretty cool, huh? Hit done. Go to my app drawer. Look, there's Dolphin. Sweet. So there you go, guys. Sorry that took so long. I didn't mean for it to take so long. But you guys get the picture. That popped up on its own. Dolphin, why? So yeah, check it out. You know, we got this here. It's new Essential Apps Pack. It's going to make things easier in the long run. Basically, whenever 1.9.0.6 comes out, you guys aren't going to have to worry about, you know, app updates and things like that because I got your back, you know, or you don't have to worry about, you know, a bunch of junk apps you don't use coming up on your phone. Now, what if I like the apps installed on my phone? The Essential App Pack is easy enough, all right? You can flash it at the exact same time, figure out the method you want to use. There's 3. There's the really easy one I showed you at the start, there's the App List Backup, and then there's the one I just showed you. Just figure out the method you want to do, download it before you install the ROM next time, and you know, you won't have to download it afterwards, or you know, when the next release comes out, because you'll already have the apps you need, and you won't need to wipe, because I'm sick of making you guys having to wipe. So unless HTC puts out another OTA, which they should for the WiMAX whole thing they're doing, which I'll fix eventually for you guys, then you guys don't need to worry about that. Anyway, Essential App Pack's awesome. Swagged out stock. This is Swagster signing out for Team Swag. Peace.